Today we have with us Indiana Senate District 11, Linda Rogers, Indiana State Representative District 49, Christy Stutzman, and Indiana State Representative District 22, Kurt Nicely. We appreciate all that 2nd Congressional District Congresswoman Jackie Walorski does for life in Washington, D.C. We appreciate she's able to be with us today and want to give her a few minutes to speak.
Hello. 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 So I flew in late last night from DC and couldn't wait to get here, and heard we might have some bumps and stuff around Detroit, and I called my husband and I was like, I have to get to this Right to Life thing today. Pray I get here. And so I came in late and was encouraged, as you all are, that the weather's not as bad as it could be, and that the bad weather is going down towards Indianapolis, and I say let it go, let it be, and let the sun come out and have blue skies today. It's just so unusual that we're on the minimum amount of snowfall and they're on the maximum amount, so I'm grateful. But I just want to thank you for being here today. It's so good to see you. This is a highlight for me every year when you do these prayer walks and all the Right to Life things that happen here. I'm always grateful to Dave Coons for his leadership and for what he has done for Elkhart County Right to Life, and for all the participants that are here today, the speakers and the folks that come, just to remind ourselves and to remind our state and to remind our country who we are, what we believe, and why we believe it, and that we're on the side of truth. And I hope today that as we walk out of here, we realize we've got our work cut out for us in the U.S. House with Nancy Pelosi as the new Speaker of the House, but we will prevail. And the things we've been able to do over the last couple of years will not cease. They will not be, repealed. I want to just make sure that you understand. I talked to a lot of you when I came in, but don't lose heart over the next couple of years as you see an extreme left-wing socialist agenda coming out of these folks under the direction of Nancy Pelosi. Don't lose heart. They're going to pass every bill they bring down. They're going to message their left-wing stance to this country. But they can't affect any change whatsoever unless the U.S. Senate votes their bills through. So these bills that you've seen in the last couple of weeks and some of the crazy stuff going on right now in Washington, this stuff is going nowhere unless the Senate passes it and Trump doesn't veto it. So don't lose heart. When you see this stuff and you listen to this media, just remember, very little change will happen on the left part of their agenda, especially in these pro-life, pro-choice battles. So keep plugging away. Stay the course. If there's ever a time to double down, this is it. Tell your neighbors, tell your folks at church, and tell the folks that are pro-life with the rest of us that pro-life, we are on the side of truth, and with this truth that we believe will prevail. I just want to let you know, I've been encouraged by the united effort of Republicans in Congress and the Trump administration to protect the unborn. In 2017, we overturned a regulation that would have forced states to send federal funds to abortion providers like Planned Parenthood. Last year, the Senate confirmed another new Supreme Court justice and many federal judges who will uphold the rule of law and defend the sanctity of life. Those can't be undone. Under the direction of Speaker Paul Ryan at the time, we passed bills on the House side that did become law. Bills like the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act, which bans abortions at 20 weeks or later. That's a big victory. That's going nowhere. That's not going to get repealed. The Born Alive Abortion Survivors Act, which says that if a baby is born after a failed abortion attempt, he or she should be given the same medical care as a baby born any other way. Big victory. It counts. It counts. And so, some of our pro-life bills get stuck in the Senate. I can tell you that we continue to take our pro-life bills very seriously. We moved as much legislation as we could over the last few years with Speaker Paul Ryan and the Senate, and since President Trump has become our president. Let's hear it for President Trump and his right to life stance. Back to the Democrat control of the House with Speaker Nancy Pelosi. On their very first day in power, of all the things that they could have chosen as the #1 priority issue in our nation. Is it any wonder? Is it any surprise? They tried to roll back one of the most significant pro-life actions taken under the Trump administration. They voted to rescind the Mexico City policy, which prevents tax dollars from supporting foreign organizations that refer women to abortion providers. Their bill certainly will fail in the Senate and would face a swift veto from President Trump, but it says a lot about where these folks' priority are. Of all the things you can do as the leader in the nation of the free world, of all the things they could have picked, it's another consistent attack on life and wanting to take our tax dollars into every foreign nation that receives any kind of tax dollars to support pro-choice legislation. So I can tell you on this prayer walk today, double down. They can't undo legally what we've done, but boy, they can sure message it. They sure have the bully pulpit to talk about it. And again, we know we're on the side of truth. Let's just make sure as we're out there today and you're walking and you're praying that, the spirit of truth reigns and rules in our area, and that we have many more opportunities to be able to talk to it to our friends and neighbors. I can tell you, with Pelosi's Democrats in power, pro-life cause in Washington has a steeper hill to climb. Not because they can undo things, but we can't advance things. That's the difference, and that's a big difference. I'm here to tell you, though, don't despair, don't get discouraged, don't think that just because they've passed this stuff, it's going to become law. We'll keep working. I'll keep working to defend life, to protect the unborn, and to stop taxpayer funding of abortion. I'm fully committed. I haven't lost any steam. Just because I'm in the minority, I haven't lost any steam to stop the Democrats' anti-life agenda and never wavering in the march to advance our pro-life goals. There may be less of me, but I'm still there. And my message is on the side of truth with yours. So thank you again for being in the fight. I always feel like such a novice as I stand up here because many of you, even here today, have been in this fight a lot longer than I have. Many of you have been in this fight probably since I was born, and I am very grateful. And to our community, to the Elkhart County Right to Life, for advancing the sanctity of life and the principles of life. And we believe this together, and we've effected so much change in our state and in our nation. So don't get weary in well-doing. We have a lot of victory ahead. And more than anything in the next 2 years, they cannot undo what we've done to protect the unborn in our country. And I am grateful to be there. I'm grateful to be there, even in the minority, because I know that our light shines. And our light on life will never be extinguished as long as we keep moving forward, keep believing what we believe, and keep working for those unborn lives. Not just here, not just Indiana, and not just this country, but as we saw last week, the entire world. We are the light to that world by the taxpayer money that we send. So thank you very much. Thanks for helping me get there. Thanks for being here today, and keep on keeping on. The victory is ours.